Do you like stories about haunted locations? Or maybe tales of cryptids and spooky folklore from around the world? If so, why not tune in to Haunted Escapes with Chris and Diane, where all this and more will be discussed. New episodes drop every Sunday, the visual versions the following Friday on YouTube. So why not come join us on our Haunted Escapes?
Lights, camera, rolling, action.
Good morning, Vietnam!
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
He's looking at you, kid.
Say hello to my little friend!
Hi, this is Joe, and this is the Filmjoe podcast, where film talk happens.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Welcome to the Filmjoe podcast, where on this episode, we delve into the archives of lost films. I'm Joe, your host, and joining me here is Daisy.
Hello.
So this week, we're going to dive into some films that have been forgotten by time, great films or bad films that have disappeared amongst the oversaturation of streaming services and so forth. All this, a shit ton of content that's out there. A lot of these films have disappeared. And again, some of these are bad, some of these are good, as we're about to find out. But before we continue, just a reminder, we're not professional film critics here. We're not saying we are. We just have our opinions, and we just like to talk films. Also, on this episode, remember, we do have spoilers, or we may have spoilers, depending. So if you're not seeing any of these films, you've been warned, right?
Right.
Absolutely. And guess what?
What happened? What's up?
We have just hit a milestone.
What?
We have just hit, with this episode, this is our 50th episode of the podcast.
Woo!
Yeah, I never thought we'd make it this far. I didn't, hell, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but it's been a blast, and I'm so thankful,
Yes, I know what we've been doing. Having
But
fun.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we've been doing, having fun.
Mhm.
So before we continue, I just want to thank a bunch of folks. First and foremost, I want to thank my lovely wife, Alma, for being supportive and kicking me in the ass to say, you're going to do this and you're going to continue doing this.
Awesome lady.
Absolutely. Thanks to Carlos, our sometimes co-host, Daisy, our newest co-host, our fellow podcasters and friends, Liz over at Ouch, Was That a Ghost? Chris and Diane at Haunted Escapes, and Jonathan at the Carolina Storytellers. You guys have been awesome and very supportive, and I thank you. And finally, to all of our listeners who have continued to listen and support, thank you. And hopefully we'll hit that 100 pretty soon.
We will.
All righty. So let's go on with the celebration here. What do you say?
Let's do this.
All right. So let's get into some flicks of interest, stuff that's coming up pretty soon that you may not have heard of. Some big films, some small films, but films nonetheless that are flicks of interest. So first on the list is a little film called Alien Romulus.
Never heard of it.
It's a new Alien film.
Ooh.
And now this is a little interesting history behind this one. There's no actually there is a trailer, and I highly recommend check it out. It's directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed the remake of the Evil Dead. The guy's awesome. And so in this trailer, when you get to see it, it is a straight up fucking horror. I mean, and it's produced by Ridley Scott.
Shit! I don't know why I was thinking Ridley Scott.
Yeah, well, he's on producing it, and the film has been screened to James Cameron and to Ridley Scott, and both of them have said, "Wow, this is really good. They love it."
Oh wow! Okay, that sounds that right there.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah, definitely. And the timeline basically it takes place between Alien and Aliens.
Ooh.
So there's like a 60-year gap between the two. So that's going to be kind of interesting. But the interesting about the thing about this one, it was over at Fox, which is now Disney, and they were initially going to release it directly to Hulu. So, but being that lately Disney's had a run of bad luck with the box office, I think they kind of need the additional push. So they went on ahead and said this is going straight to the theaters. So
Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool. I don't
Yeah,
mind
so-
going to the theaters.
yeah, so it looks awesome. Get a chance to check out that trailer.
Okay, I will do.
All right. So the other one I'm really interested in is a movie called Sting,
Sting.
and not the guy from the '80s band The Police. No,
God no.
this is about spiders.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it really gave me the trailer is out now, and it gives you a really strong arachnophobia kind of feel to it.
Ooh. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, that. Yeah. I'm already creeped out.
Yeah, it is cringy, kind of. Oh fuck no, but it looks good. It looks a lot of fun. And finally, there's a movie coming out. I think. June 7th, starring Russell Crowe,
Mhm.
and the movie's called The Exorcism.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's basically about an actor who plays a priest in an exorcism film, and shit starts to get real.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and the trailer is out, and not too bad. It looks like Russell Crowe is kind of redefining himself right now with these new films and stuff. But yeah, it looks pretty good.
Okay. All right. I'll give it a try. I love me a good exorcism movie.
Yeah, I mean, provided they do it well. I mean, which is rare, but it's all right.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't catch the last Exorcist movie.
Oh, it was ass. It was like I mentioned once on the pod here or another pod, is that when you get a trailer that gives you all the cool shots and all the money stuff,
Oh.
that's a red flag because they're trying to really sell you on a piece of turd.
Oh, piece of turd.
And that's exactly what it is. It was a demonic turd.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, so I won't waste my time. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'll probably watch it just to give it a chance, but I've been warned.
Yeah, and there's and there was another one actually with Russell Crowe where it was called The Pope's Exorcist or something like that, Eric.
That
And-
sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen it, but
Yeah, it was kind of the run of the mill kind of whatever, but Russell Crowe it was top notch and he was really really good in it.
well,
So-
granted, it's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he's the man. So,
Yeah.
alrighty. So, what do you say we jump into these long lost films?
All right, let's do it.
All right. So, with the first one, it's apple pie, PTA meetings, and murder.
Life doesn't have to be ugly. Look at the birds out there. Listen to their call. Woo-wee. Woo-wee.
This is the story of Beverly Sutphin,
Scrambled eggs, anybody?
a devoted mother,
I'm so happy I could tip. You know how I hate the brown word.
a loving wife. You think the kids are awake?
We could be very quiet.
I'm ready.
Honey, you're hot tonight.
And a suspected murderer.
Oh, kids, are you doing your homework?
How did America's #1 mom turn into one of America's most wanted? Is she really guilty?
Are you a serial killer?
She's the perfect all-American parent, a great cook and a homemaker, a devoted recycler, and a woman who will literally kill to keep her children happy. The film we're talking about here is Serial Mom from 1994, directed by John Waters. The film stars Kathleen Turner, Sam Waterston, Matthew Lillard, and Ricky Lake. So with this rating system, we're going to go with a scale of 1 to 10 stabs on this one. Okay.
All right.
So now this is kind of cool because this rarely happens on the pod where both or none of us have seen the film.
I hadn't even heard of it, to be honest.
Yeah, it really went under the radar. I was vaguely aware of the film, but it never caught my attention, even though it has one of my favorite actresses, Kathleen Turner.
Which she was brilliant. She was beautiful in this.
Oh, she was great. I mean, psychotically beautiful. So what were your takes on this on your first ever viewing?
I mean, it just, I mean, it makes you feel like you're watching an episode of Leave It to Beaver right up until the point where she she ends up killing the fucking teacher for talking smack about her son.
Yeah, it's a trip because it starts off so sweet and saccharine
Yes.
and pure and nice, and no chewing gum in the house, and come down for breakfast, and wow,
Yeah, she played the role of of that type of person just beautifully. She was elegant, she was sweet, she was perfect.
yeah, she was. I mean, I thought there was one actress that was approached initially for this part, but they couldn't get her, and I think that she would have been good too.
Mhm.
Was Julie Andrews from The Sound of Music.
Oh Lord, Miss Mary Poppins.
Miss Mary Poppins, she would have been Serial Mom, and I think that would have been kind of cool as well. But
That would have blown me away, to be honest. I mean, yeah, to
yeah,
see Mary Poppins, hack up somebody, that would have been awesome.
oh, that would have been hilarious, But yeah, I'm, again, this is the first time I've ever seen it. I mean, what I loved about it was, I mean, it was quirky and dark,
Hmm.
but it wasn't over the top. I mean, and silly. It wasn't trying hard. In other words,
No, it was more shocking, if anything. I mean, you're getting used to this really sweet mom, and the obscenities that come out of her. It's like,
oh my God. Yeah, here's a little thing, because here's the gist of the film is that she's the average American homemaker in suburbia America, right? And she has grudges against certain people, and she'll harass them. And that harassment eventually turns into her targeting certain individuals and just fucking killing them. I mean, straight up. And this is one, it's a neighbor that she doesn't like. I forgot what reason she didn't like her. So she she crank calls her in a man's voice. And what does she say? What does she tell her?
I know that the word she says pussy a lot. Go fuck,
Cocksucker,
cocksucker, go fuck
motherfucker.
yeah,
Oh
go
my!
fuck yourself.
I mean,
Holy shit.
when I saw that scene, I lost it. It totally caught me off guard. I mean, yeah, Kathleen Turner was already acting a little quirky and weird in her character, but when she let out this plethora of profanities and vulgarities, I was in shock. And I mean, I was in shock. I was in the fucking Navy, and that shit shocked and embarrassed me.
You know what it reminded me of? The Exorcist. When
Yeah.
the little girl starts, Jesus, fuck me, fuck me. That's what it sounded like. I thought she was possessed.
She was channeling Linda Blair for sure in some of those lines. It was hilarious. But I mean, overall, I mean, Kathleen Turner just turns in an amazing performance. Subdued,
Yes.
not over the top, but just psychotic enough. I mean, she does it really, really well.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, and and if you really look into it, the film is it's a satire of Americans, our obsession with serial killers and criminal trials,
Hmm.
and it's also kind of a parody of the wholesome image of 50s suburbia, and it's all tongue in cheek about domesticity and conventional gender roles and delightfully subversive mothers and wives. I mean, it was really like it was definitely satire, and it was again subtle.
Yeah, it was. And you know what I like is that it's nothing serious that she's killing these people over. It's just little peeves. She lives in a community where rules, certain rules have to be followed. You have to recycle. No chewing gum in the house. Just and it really pisses her off.
Yeah, everything is fine. I mean, it's like all this stuff. No, you can't do this. Murder is okay though. Murder is fine if you have a good reason. I mean, and she doesn't just kill these folks. I mean, when she runs over the teacher.
No, and not once, but
But like
twice.
twice, and just squashes him. And she's like, okay, it was hilarious. Or when she stabs her daughter's ex-boyfriend.
Oh my god. No, you know what had me dying was it was very subtle, and I believe it was improvised by her. the scene where she's in the van. She just takes off with the van, and she passes by her family, and she blows them a kiss.
And waves at them. Yeah, as she's being chased by the police. She's like, "Oh, hello." And that was John Waters who directed this. He did not know that she did that.
Yeah, it wasn't until the screening, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh fuck, that's great."
Loved
Yeah,
it.
loved it. I mean, and one thing that I love about this film, again, it is about our obsession and glamorization of serial killers and violence in our subculture and our culture overall. There was another film that came out the same year. I don't know if you remember this. Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers.
I do remember the film with Juliette Lewis.
Juliette Lewis and Woody Harrelson.
Okay, yeah.
Which I didn't like. I know there's a lot of people who loved it, but I thought it was overly pretentious wannabe art piece. But I think that John Waters brings the point out a lot more subtle, in a subtle way with this film, without beating you over the head with artistic moves.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, definitely really, really good. I mean, whereas, Stone's film was gritty and it was brutal and experimental with cinematography and so forth. Waters is it's just a satire on the, it takes place in all American 50s suburbia and uses that to really accentuate its point, which is perfect.
Right.
But yeah, definitely, I was surprised. Again, I was kind of surprised in that, I thought it was going to be hilarious. No, it's funny and it's shocking.
Exactly. No, the sex scene.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so basically there's a scene where Sam Waterston, who plays her husband, and her are in bed, and the teacher was just killed, and it's kind of somber, and they're in bed, and she's like, "Hey, you want to get frisky?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought you'd be stressed." No, I need this, and so forth. And they start to make. He's like, let's be quiet because the kids are in the next rooms. And she starts moaning, and oh god.
Again, she looks like she was fucking possessed.
She looked like she was a possessed rodeo rider or something.
Oh my god, I've never seen a love scene quite like that. That was
that was unique. That was hilarious. I just lost it there. And the expression Matthew Lillard. Of course, this was his film debut, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and Ricky Lake. I don't know if you remember. She was a talk show host during the day.
Yeah, and she was also in Hairspray.
Hairspray, which is another John Waters film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where she gained her fame, through John Waters, who is just an odd filmmaker in general. And I've never been a huge fan of his work, but this was pretty damn good. I thought it was hilarious.
It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, and it's another thing that actually helped the film indirectly or maybe directly was within a few months of finishing the principal photography and the film coming out, we had the O.J. Simpson murder scandal right before.
Oh, no way.
Right before the movie comes out, all that O.J. shit comes out, and I guess it kind of helped accentuate or drive home the point that Waters was trying to make. And you go, oh, wow, art imitating life and life imitating art.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
I remember that white Bronco.
Yeah, we even saw the helicopter because we lived in L.A. in South Central, and we can hear the helicopters come over when he was going down the 110 freeway.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was so insane.
It was. Yeah, he didn't. OJ, he just recently passed away too.
He died. Yeah. I believe he had cancer.
Yeah, it was funny because he passes away and nobody gives a shit.
No, exactly. I mean, the evidence, which is, he did it.
Yeah, I think he did it too. I mean, shit, he even wrote a book. What was it? If I did it, this is how I would have done it.
Oh my god, man. The audacity on this guy though.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's, but overall, I mean, I dug it. It was really, really good. I thought it was pretty smart too. Again, not trying to be overtly clever and funny. It's subtle in its way, brings its point across, which is just what I like. I mean, you got other satire films or social satire like RoboCop, or what's the other one with the space bugs?
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, Starship Troopers. Both, political and social satires, and they were over the top, and it worked for what they did. But here it was very subtle and not so over, beating you overhead and stuff. So,
Right.
but it was good. So numbers wise, this movie, it was obviously a very low budget film. The budget at the time was about 13 million, which is about $27 million today.
Right.
And box office, it made about 7.8 million.
Ouch.
Yeah, which is about $17 million. So it's severely underperformed by like over $10 million.
Damn. What a
But
pity.
yeah, because it's a damn good film. But it's John Waters, and how do you market a John Waters film? It's tricky.
Yeah.
It really is. Is
Mm.
is it a comedy? Is it a horror movie? Is it a drama? And so yeah, it was a bit difficult. I mean, maybe that's why it flew under the radar for me, because when it came out, I'm like, what is this?
Damn.
And,
What year did this come out?
this movie came out in 1994, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was still in high school. It just totally flew over my head. I didn't even know it existed until you told me about it.
yeah. I mean, I guess you can call it. It was somewhat of an art house film, one of those indie art houses, and maybe that's why it flew under the radar. But it did gain cult status, and it's still a very, a lot of people still really love this film.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you never seen it, check it out.
Yeah. So now let's go to some reviews and scores. So we're gonna go with our buddy Roger Ebert.
Okay, let's see what he got to say.
Well, he awarded it 2 out of 4 stars. And he basically said that Turner's character is helpless. You almost feel sorry for her. And that undermines the humor in her character. She isn't funny, crazy. She's just sick crazy, according to Roger Ebert. I have to disagree. I think she was funny, crazy, especially the phone call.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. Or when she's the fly in the opening sequence, there was a fly flying around the kitchen, and
Yeah.
she's now
That was
do you know
gross.
that was? Did you know the SPCA did
Oh,
not grant them permission to kill an actual fly?
oh god, these people are morons. Come on, dude.
It's a fucking fly. These things eat shit for a living.
God damn. Wow.
Yeah. So IMDb is sitting at a 6.8. Not bad. Metacritic
Okay.
64. Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 63. So it was kind of okay.
Right.
Yeah. Audience score, they liked it. It was at a 72%. And Letterbox, 3.7 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad numbers. So it's about, yeah, I think those are accurate numbers right there that I can agree with.
Mm.
So sequels or remakes, there were no spin-offs or sequels or anything. It's a John Waters film. They're like one takes and that's it.
Yeah.
So let's get into our ratings of this. What did you think? Let's get your score.
Let's see. Okay, so what were we doing? Stabs?
Stabs.
Okay. I enjoyed the movie. It's very, Beaver, what was it? Leave It to Beaver kind of feel to it, but
Yeah.
it takes a very, very, very dark turn. I loved it. I thought it was cool. I'm gonna give it 8 stabs.
8 stabs. Okay.
8 stabs.
Well, not bad. That's pretty good. I thought it was wicked and dark. Not too over the top with the humor. Turner, freaking awesome. Just unexpected performance out of her. So my rating out of this is a 7 out of 10 stabs.
Ooh, okay, good. Not bad.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I do recommend it for those who like the indie film and they like something that's a little bit off center, not
Mhm.
normal.
Definitely not normal.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely thought it was a lot of fun. So I recommend it. I definitely do.
Yes, definitely. That's what movies are for. They're for fun, not to overanalyze them.
Right, exactly. However, there are some films that you just got to go yeah. So what do you say with that being said, what do you say we jump into our next film?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So join us as we visit a land of goblins, magic, and wonder.
The imagination of Jim Henson.
is further than you think. The wizardry of George Lucas.
See? There's nothing to be afraid of.
She should have given up by now.
16-year-old Sarah must solve a labyrinth in order to rescue her baby brother when he is taken by the Goblin King. The film we are talking about here is Labyrinth from 1986, directed by the legendary Jim Henson, and it stars David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. So we're going to rate this one on a scale of 1 to 10, magic balls.
Okay. Magic balls.
Magic balls. Twirling magic balls.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, when you say that, I just automatically think of that crotch piece that David Bowie had on.
Or the lack thereof. He had no fucking crotch piece on. But we're gonna
okay.
we're gonna get to that, okay? So before we continue, I'm gonna give 3 things that I liked about this movie, okay? Because I know I'm gonna make a shit ton of enemies. People are going to disown me and hate me because they love this freaking movie, okay? So here we go, all right? 1, Ludo, he was actually really, really cute and funny, an enjoyable character and amazing character design. 2, amazing puppetry. The practical effects and the practical puppet work was just incredible and just amazing to look at. And finally, 3, the upside down sequence where the Goblin King is chasing her around and the baby's on the stairs and it goes upside down. That was visually just incredible to look at. So now my further gripes are, so the film tries really hard to be a modern day Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland. And both of those films, they encompass or they incorporate a lot of characters, right?
Right.
And each character has a meaning, they're metaphorical or they're symbolic for something about regarding the story, the environment, the plot, or herself. And none of these characters fucking made sense. None of them. What the fuck? The guy with the knockers, the 2 guys, and the stupid ass riddle. It was just, and then what was up with the shit swamp? With the swamp that farts?
That was, I mean,
what was it? What did
it served as a punishment? I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
It's one of the things she has to go through in order to get to her brother. It's a journey. You have to, you literally have to go through some shit, to get what you're going.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
It makes you, what doesn't make you stink makes you stronger.
Ah, okay, all right, okay. And this is a kids movie, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, what's more funnier than, stepping stones that make fart sounds?
Look, as you know, I am an advocate for farts being humorous. I think farts are hilarious.
Yeah.
But this was freaking bad. I mean,
it wasn't. It smelled bad. It was fucking hilarious. No, when Ludo's going to, when the little dog goes across.
Oh
God! I love that. That's I'm not gonna lie. That's my favorite part of the whole movie.
Oh my God. I mean, gosh. I mean, I'm doing face palmings throughout the whole movie, going, "Oh my God." Okay. Now, another thing that I found more disturbing than the shit swamp was David Bowie's costume that easily allows you to guess his religion. Okay.
Hey, you know what?
No.
I have no problems with that.
Oh God! And the thing is, there's like 2 or 3 shots, right, where it's on a puppet or something, one of these small characters, right? And David Bowie is in the shot from the waist down, so you got his junk on the corner of your screen saying, "Hey, hello." No, oh God!
So I thought he was wearing a cup. So apparently he wasn't.
No, he wasn't wearing a cup.
I need to rewatch this.
Oh my God! For God's sake, please wear a cup.
Oh no! Oh wow!
Yeah, it was very, very. It was not. No,
there's a little tidbit on that. The the little glass balls that he was jiggling in his hand.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he was, he didn't know how to do that, so they actually had some dude like right at his waist level jiggling his balls for him. And apparently David Bowie was actually very self-conscious about his junk having odor.
Well, okay. Well, he should have been concerned about the fact that we can see every. No. Oh no. Oh,
I
that's
have
bad.
no. I mean, I find David Bowie. I thought he was incredibly sexy in that film, and
Oh my God.
I have no problem with his attire.
You look like a fucking drag queen.
Oh no, he was hot.
Oh no.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No. I mean,
Yeah.
and and then further gripe I have is the girl, Sarah, is that she does not have a redeeming character arc. You think at the end she'd be like, "Wow, I was very selfish. I was very immature. Life is more important than this and that." No, at
But
the end
no, dude, come on. She goes on a freaking journey to save her brother. She didn't have to. She could have been like, "Thank you, Goblin King." Nah, she went after her brother.
because she realized that if she loses her brother, she would have gotten fucking grounded for a year.
Grounded? No, hell no. She would have gone to jail. They would have thought that she killed it.
So there you go. See, that was her motivation.
No, it was not. She literally cared for her, but he must be so scared. Redeeming.
No.
She showed that she cared for her baby brother.
And then you have that in the ending, you have the whole Wizard of Oz thing. Oh, look, the characters in my story were here in my room all along. They do exist. So she's fucking mental and she accepts this as reality. That bitch doesn't need a fucking wizard. She needs a psychiatrist.
Hey, you know what? I mean, she happy.
She happy. She crazy. And, but back to David Bowie, okay? Again, he was an amazing talent of our time. And he was a decent actor. He did a film back in the 80s, early 80s, called A Man Who Fell to Earth, about, I think it was like an alien or something. Yeah, and he was actually really, really good. That's where he got attention as an actor. He was also in the Hunger, which was based on a novel from the early 80s.
He was also in another film, wasn't he, with Emilio Estevez?
Emilio Estevez, and he did quite a few films, and he had some skill going on. Where the fuck that skill go in this film, I don't know.
Oh man, he played an awesome Goblin King.
Look, he's a villain, right?
Yes.
Was he menacing? No, wasn't. He was not menacing. A villain
He was in love with the girl, so
he was in love with a little girl. Yeah, thank you. So he was not a menacing villain who played with his balls. Let me tell you,
he didn't play with his. Somebody else played with his balls.
There was some subtext there. Let me tell you, there was something going on there. I mean, the guy was a borderline pedophile. Come on, look.
So was Patrick. So was Johnny.
No, we're not talking about Dirty Dancing here today. But look, did Johnny drug his, the girl? No, this guy, this pedophile, he drugs this little girl and then seduces her.
He tried to make her forget her brother, make her forget her mission.
Her missionary. That's what he wanted. Fucking sicko. No. And why? Look, the movie is like 85% of the way through, right? Why the sudden infatuation over this little girl? It came out of left field. It's not like he was like, oh, she's pretty. Ooh, oh. No, all of a sudden,
he's probably been fascinating her over her for a very long time. She's been into this cosplaying LARPer shit, reading, the story of the Goblin King. He was listening.
No. It just came out of left field. I think it was some sort of sick perversion subtext in there going on. The guy was a pedophile, man. He was sick. He didn't give a fuck about it. He didn't love her. He was a perv.
Nobody said he.
Yeah. I mean, and then how about this? Even more pervy, which is very subtle, but it's there. The helping hands are grabbing her all over her body as she's going down that hole.
That shit was cool. Did you see how they made all the little faces with their hands?
Yeah,
Thought that
that
was
was
so
kind
creative.
yeah, that was kind of cool, but it was perverted. They were grabbing her ass and everything going on the way down. Oh no.
See, I saw this through innocent eyes, and I just saw a really awesome, fantasy fairy tale.
Oh, no, I saw a sick perversion. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this could have been a great film. I mean, I love Jim Henson, like we mentioned earlier. The guy was a genius. He was a legend. But then, you know who produced this, right?
No, I don't.
George Lucas.
Oh shoot! You know what? You're right.
Yeah, George Lucas produced it. And, maybe, I don't know. I can't explain it. This could have been a great film for me, I think. Also, if you look at it, the absence of a traditional movie score.
Well, you had David Bowie. I mean, come on.
Well, that's what fucking killed it. His singing.
He's awesome.
I mean, then you got this synthesized music score going out that's almost pornographic, like porno music.
It is
No.
not like porno music.
It's
What kind of porno? What kind of porn you been watching, boy?
Well, I don't watch.
Oh, of course. There you go.
It's like I am the Goblin King. No,
No. No, come on.
no. It was disturbing. I found it extremely. Look, it's not that. Look, the dark, like we mentioned, the Dark Crystal.
Oh, that was a masterpiece.
It's beautiful. The Never-Ending Story.
Another masterpiece. It was awesome.
Legend.
Oof.
Yeah,
Not the director's cut. We won't get into that, but
yeah, because I like the director's cut versus the.
I like the Tangerine Dreams one.
No, well, we'll talk about that one when we get there because I do have a difference there too.
Yeah.
But even then, even with the original score, I mean the new score on Legend, I still liked it really well. It was a great looking film.
Oh, it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? Call it a guilty pleasure. I love this film. It's always so much fun to watch it.
Like I said, I've seen this maybe twice when I was a kid, once a few years ago, and once recently or yesterday or a couple days ago, and that's it. I'm never fucking watching this movie again. The only reason not watching it. All right, so I got that off my chest. Okay?
God, man. Okay, that was a hell of a rant, dude. But okay. Woo.
Now, the one thing that was interesting, a little behind the scenes stuff on this, the owl in the title sequence, it's computer generated, and it's like one of the first attempts at a photorealistic CGI animal in a film. And I mean, granted, by today's standards, you go, that looks like shit.
Oh, but when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, no, it was revolutionary back then. It really, really was. And but it's unfortunate, at least from my point of view, that this movie was shit because it was a lot of effort and a lot of love, a little weird love, but a lot of love went into this film. I mean, like the dance magic sequence, that whole dance scene. There was, I mean, you look at like 48 puppets, 52 puppeteers, and 8 people in Goblin costumes, and you combine the choreography and the camera work, and it was a very, very difficult project from what I've read.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, but oh God, I can't get over how much I dislike this movie. I'm sorry.
It was very visually pleasing.
Yeah, it had its moments, but it did. I mean, a lot of the matte painting work was beautiful, and when the effects, which is the majority of the film, were in camera, practical, they were fantastic. When they would do optical work, not in camera work, like those 4 or 5 dudes that were singing, and they looked like they had long beaks and their heads would come out.
Oh, that sequence is creepy.
Yeah, and then you got these long shots of all of them, full shots, and you could tell it's on a screen and it's an optic, effect, and it looks kind of shoddy for the time. And you'd think it would be better because it was Lucasfilm or ILM that did the special effects for this.
I mean, to me, it looked like like something I would see on Fraggle Rock, to be honest.
Yeah, which is also a Jim Henson project. So and that was also kind of disturbing with the heads flying off and shit. And
That was weird. That was weird.
yeah. But again, even Hoggle was a pretty awesome character.
Yeah, he was. He really was.
Yeah, and you notice that he was always like between his lines, he would make groaning noises between his lines.
Yeah.
And that's so that he can keep his mouth open for as much as possible, so that the actress inside the costume can actually look out through the mouth and see where she was going.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was kind of like, oh shit, where am I going? Oh, okay, there we go. And then the dialogue.
And it was a chick that was in there, right?
Yeah, it was a little person, a female. And
that is so cool.
Yeah. So, there was a lot of innovation that went into this film, a lot of great puppetry work. And again, unfortunately, now here we go with the numbers. So let's see how this reflected in the box office. Okay.
All right. Let's hear it.
So the movie production at the time was about $25 million for the budget.
Okay.
Which is about $72 million today.
Okay.
Box office of time of release was about 34 million.
Okay, not too bad.
Which is about 97. From 25 million, it made 34. It was barely scratching like some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They barely made their money back. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it did well on home video and cable. That's where it gained its cult following, which it does have quite a cult following, surprisingly.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yeah. Which is a fucking mystery to me because I don't get it.
It was fun.
I don't know. I must be part of the super minority in this because I tried. I
think it's maybe it was something that more girls, kind of gravitated to more, fantasy world, dashing Goblin King, adventure. So I get it,
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that might have been it. Well, that was also kind of the gist with the Never-Ending Story. It had princesses and princes.
It did not.
It
did not have any princesses in it.
Well, there was a princess in it.
She was an empress.
Saying, close enough. It's just a level above, same shit. I mean, or even whatchamacallit, the Dark Crystal.
There was no princesses in it though.
Yeah, close enough.
No.
But the same shit. So let's go into some reviews and scores on this. Roger Ebert, okay, he acknowledged that Labyrinth, he acknowledged this, it was made with infinite care and pains, but the film never really comes alive. And I agree. It really doesn't lift off the ground and soar to where it's supposed to be, at least for me. He gave it 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cinema score, it got an average score of B. Not bad.
Okay.
IMDb is sitting at a 7.3.
There you go.
Metacritic, 50%. Rotten Tomatoes critic score, 77%.
Ooh.
Yeah. And audience score, 86%. And on Letterboxd, it got a 3.7 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I don't know. Maybe I'm just odd or whatever, but I don't get it. Everybody else likes the magic balls, and I just didn't get it.
I love their magic balls.
That was just sick. All right. It's not. I don't want to see David Boy's crotch. Okay, so let's give her ratings. You go first.
Well, like I said, I love me some Jim Henson. Grew up with it, loved it, fell in love with this. I was always into fantasy films when I was younger, and I truly love this movie. I love watching it with my mom. I am going to give it 9 magic balls.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Good for you. Okay. Look, I found the movie chaotic, loud, disjointed, not fun, creepy, cringy, super cringy. It had some decent stuff in it. Like I said, I gave my 3 good reasons for this, 3 good things that I did enjoy about the film. So that's why I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give this 4 out of 10 magic balls.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 out of 10 magic balls. I was going to give it a 3, but, Ludo won my heart. So.
Jesus. Oh man, I can't wait to see the responses to this episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but I'm sorry. I stand by it. That movie sucked ass.
It did not. It
It-
did not. I
no.
loved it. The music was awesome. It was fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
All right, good for you. I'm glad somebody enjoyed it because fuck, it really doesn't. It really wasn't me. So okay. Now I do have to. Now we have to pose the question. We're gonna do the Mac and Me metric here. Was it better or worse than Mac and Me?
Way better than Mac and Me.
Okay, I think it was worse than Mac and Me.
No, 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 no. No, you're out of line.
How many? You know what? There was no crotch sequences in Mac and Me. There was no weird.
That's the problem with fucking Mac and Me. No, actually, that was the problem with Mac and Me. There was too many crotch scenes. Those naked aliens, they were gross.
But you didn't see the outline of anything, so that was fine.
That was gross.
All righty. So oh man, yeah, that was a workout for me. This one right here.
I can't believe you. It's worse
thought
than
it
Mac and Me. It's
It
not.
is. It is worse than Mac and Me. All right. All righty. So what do you say we start winding this one down?
Okay.
All righty. So we really hope you enjoyed the show, and thank you for joining us on our 50th episode. So please help to support the pod by giving us a nice 5-star rating, give us a good review, or another way is to simply subscribe and or follow us on Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Audible, Boomplay, or wherever you get your podcast fix. Also, don't forget to swing by our Facebook group and leave a comment. We're on TikTok. Check us out there. YouTube channel. That's where we have all our current episodes on as well. Check out our merch store where we have some cool stuff. T-shirts, sports bags, stuff like that. All these links, they're in the notes below. So please check them out. You can also contact us directly at thefilmjoepod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. So I'm going to give the final word for this episode. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Labyrinth sucks.
That was awful.
There you go. There's my final word of the words of the day. All right.
Man.
Yeah. So join us next week when we have an episode where we will be spotlighting on a certain actor or director and talk about a couple of their films and go from there. What do you say?
All right, sounds good. Sounds like fun.
All righty. So with that being said, I'm Joe.
I'm Daisy,
And this is the Film Joe podcast.
where film talk happens.